love you, Colgan. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Colgan. It will be true. We love you, Colgan. We do. Oh, Colgan, we love you. We love you, Mr. Compton. Oh, yes, we do. We love you, Mr. Compton. It will be true. We love you, Mr. Compton. We do. Oh, Mr. Compton, we love you.
Tom, where has the time gone? It's been 40 years that we've worked together here at St. Mary's Colgan. I don't think I've ever known in 46 years of Catholic education a more selfless person at an institution where he gives of himself constantly. And you have done so many things here at Colgan, and it's unbelievable. I have a list of things that I've forgotten more things about what you have done than what other people remember that you have done. And you've been principal, you've been counselor, you've been a coach, you've been a science teacher, you've been an English teacher, you've done social studies, you've done history, you even have taught the most difficult subject, math. Yes, even math. And technology, you've been in charge of Power School for years on end. I just can't imagine being able to do all those different types of things. And I would like to say that you've probably done everything here at our school and our parish, then with the exception of one thing, being a priest and saying Mass. And then on a humorous side, I've even heard some kids call you Father Colgan. So you are looked up tremendously by a lot of people. It'd be an understatement to say you're a jack of all trades because you do everything and you've done it so well. You've taken pictures on your own time to do those things. And so, Tom, just thank you for everything you've done. Sharon, thank you for sharing Tom with us. Happy retirement and God bless.
So I would just like to say that we're going to miss Mr. Compton greatly. He's made a huge impact on me as a person, as a student, and as a teacher. I had Mr. Compton for 7th and 8th grade and have some great memories from that time. And then I was lucky enough to get to be on staff with him for several years. He has been so supportive of me and willing to help me in all areas, especially when it comes to technology. So, Mr. Compton, I wish you a wonderful retirement, and hopefully we will still be seeing you around, and your lovely wife, Sharon, and I wish you guys nothing but the best.
Mr. Compton is definitely what I would consider a servant leader. He has had a variety of jobs and here at St. Mary's Colgan, and no matter what anybody asks him to do, he will do it. He will step up to the plate and help you out in whatever role that you need him to help you out at. I worked with him as principal, and I can't even tell you how many times I had computer issues that he came to my need to help me out.
I would say, first and foremost, his patience. I've always admired him for his patience. His vast wealth of knowledge when it comes to everything from the fact that he's been at Colgan for so long to his knowledge of our faith, his knowledge of technology, and the fact that he's just truly caring. He cares about all of us. He knows a lot of our families. All of our kids have grown up with him, and he always asks how everybody is doing. He's just truly caring.
He gave me a lot of advice, being a former principal himself, and then myself being principal. He was the person I would go to for advice. But the one piece of advice in particular that I can think of that he told me that I won't forget and I think of every day, almost, because I would always say, man, I can't wait till Friday gets here. And his advice was, don't wish your life away. like, don't wish for Friday to get here. Live in the moment. Be here today. And so that's one thing that I'll always remember, because he's like, don't wish your life away. And pretty good advice.
Yes, Tom loves to take pictures. And he's always taking pictures wherever we were going. He was always driving, and he would want to stop to take pictures. But what was funny was one time, him and I get here about the same time every morning. We're like the first ones here. And I was taking a picture of the sunrise, and so was Tom, but we were taking it from different angles because it was coming up from behind the elementary school, and it was a pretty awesome picture.
Colgan high, oh Colgan high. Let us high, oh Colgan high. God show you how sincere you have given us your spirit. We love you so. Colgan high. Colgan high, oh Colgan high. Let us show you how sincere you have given us your spirit. We love you so. Colgan high, oh Colgan high. Let us show you how sincere you have given us your spirit. We love you so. We love you so.
Tom, St. Mary's Colgan has just been blessed to have you part of our schools. You've played a key role as an administrator, a counselor, teacher, coach, bus driver, you name it, and you've done it. You're just a great example of what stewardship is meant to be. The amount of time, talent, treasure you've given our schools is just incredible. Thank you for everything you've done. It's just, again, it's amazing what you've accomplished. And the thing that I'm most thankful for is your friendship. And I really appreciate, and I always love just running into you on campus. Wish you the best in your retirement. You definitely deserve it. Thanks again.
So Mr. Compton, gosh, the OG, the GOAT, the legend of St. Mary's Colgan Catholic Schools. What could we say about Mr. Compton except that he's done everything from teaching to being a coach and a counselor and a principal, a power school administrator, a technology coordinator, and many things, that I'm sure I'm forgetting. So he's just done it all here, and we couldn't be more thankful for the sacrifices that he's made for our school. In my role as principal, my second year, it was pretty terrifying to become the principal, but Mr. Compton was always willing to help me in so many ways. So I could never thank him enough for everything that he's done, all the reports that he's helped me to complete, and all the power school tasks. And I think one memory of Mr. Compton is that in 1999, my husband and I purchased a house that his in-laws had built. And so he always enjoyed telling stories about things that he had done with his family at his in-laws, and always wondered how the house looked and any changes that we had made to our house. So we always enjoyed talking about that. I think the best advice that Mr. Compton ever has given me has been recently in my role as principal. And he said, he just reminded me that if you make a mistake, just move on and don't bring attention to it. Just keep on moving forward. So that's been really great advice.
I would say that the legacy that he'll leave at SMC is just that things that are good, things that are true and beautiful are worth spending your entire life devoting yourself to. And I think that's been something that's very clear in the SMC in our schools at SMC, is just that they are good enough to inspire people to spend years and years of their life devoting themselves to it.
I would say probably his caring nature. He genuinely cares about each and every student and faculty, and easy to work with because of that, and just his love for teaching and his love for the kids.
Gosh, I think his legacy is just the impact that he has had on the years of graduates that have come through St. Mary's Colgan High School, and he was a teacher or a principal or counselor to my own children. And I see when they think back to their high school years and their time here, he's definitely a part of those positive memories. And he's just the kind of person that you want to have as a role model, and someone that your own kids look up to and that all of our kids have looked up to.
Mr. Compton is a man who's filled with wisdom. He's always got a story to tell. He's always got some interesting church fact that he can share with you. And it's just, man, if you ever need someone who can share the history of St. Mary's Colgan with you, Mr. Compton is the man for you. Mr. Compton is the epitome of what it means to be a St. Mary's Colgan Panther. He's loyal. He loves our school. He loves our traditions. He is a man who will give anything and everything for the good of the students and the good of the teachers. So when I think of St. Mary's Colgan and what we're all about, I think of Mr. Compton.
Mr. Compton is going to leave a legacy of just caring for people and his humble service to not just the students but to the teachers too. And he's a great example of just a faith-filled person. And he's never given me advice, but just by his actions, he takes care of his wife so nicely, and he's always so reverent at Mass, and the way he speaks to people is just, he's a beautiful soul, and he will be greatly missed.
Well, Mr. Compton has done so many things for this school. I know I've only been back here for about 8 or 9 years, and during that time, he has been a principal, he's been a science teacher, he's been a counselor, he's, doing the technology and stuff. But another thing that, not just for me, but I think for everyone else around here, Mr. Compton has been a friend. I mean, I've known his family for years. His brother Steve was in my class. And I always knew Tom was the older brother because he's about 10 years older, but I've gotten to know him a little bit better here recently, and he's just always, a balanced person, fairly quiet, but intelligent, and he just, really has done a lot of things for the whole St. Mary's Colgan community.
He's done so many jobs for our school, and he has so much knowledge from all those jobs that he's done. But more important than the knowledge, he has the heart of a servant, and that's a quality that we should all be striving for. And I know he will continue to serve our school in any way he can in the years to come, and I hope that I can emulate that quality throughout my career as well.
Tom, I just wanted to say thank you for all the many years of service and love that you've offered to our parish, to our schools. 20 years ago when I came here as an assistant, I remember just seeing you as a rock of fidelity, of knowledge, and of inspiration. You have a deep love for the school. It's very obvious by your moving from different positions with wearing different hats of teaching, administration, and helping out in our tech sector, which is what we've needed those last several years. Coming here as pastor, you've been no different. Again, just like a rock. So thank you. Even in our diocese, just talking to other priests, in many ways, your name will come up very frequently when we first talking about St. Mary's Colgan, and even some of the staff in the Chancery office and the Catholic School office. When they think of St. Mary's Colgan and they talk about the school, they talk about Tom Compton. So again, thank you for all of your many years of service, and we wish you a very blessed and happy retirement.
I think one of the best virtues Tom has is his faithfulness to us and to God and to so many other people. He has been, for everyone, not just me, just a person you can always count on to give everything that he has. And his great love for his kids and for all of us too. You know, even just the other day I needed something, of course, right away because I always put things off. And he just totally took care of me, set it all up for me.
You know, he's been here for a long time, and so he's seen so many changes come and go. And I think that the legacy that he will leave is the value that he places on our faith. You know, he has probably in his time here held more positions in teaching and administration than anyone who's ever worked here. And he's seen every classroom. He's seen lots of administration changes and priest changes throughout his time, but his faith has been the stronghold through it all, and I think that that legacy will live on for a long time.
You know, some of his best qualities just is himself, is that he's always very kind and very genuine when you start to talk to him. And you could call him anytime, day or night, to ask him a question, and he's going to answer, he's going to pick up, and he will always be there for you.
The thing that I've most admired about Mr. Compton, and I've been here almost 2 years now, is how well-rounded professionally he is. I really believe you could pluck him into any role here on campus, and he either has done it, would know how to do it, or has enough carryover from his other positions that he's held in 40 plus years that he can do something really well.
Mr. Compton is the epitome of St. Mary's Colgan. I would say he has not worked here for 40 years. I would say he has served here for 40 years. There's no doubt he speaks, breathes, and acts out of genuine love for our Lord, and it shows through all of his works here. He will forever be remembered as one of the greats of our school and our community. He has been my colleague, my principal, and perhaps most importantly, he's gotten me out of a lot of technical problems. I think I'm a thorn in his side most of the time. He has been my children's teacher and a personal friend. Thank you, Mr. Compton, for all you have done. I wish you so much joy and relaxation. You deserve it. Audrey Dickey.
May the Lord rise up to meet you. May the wind be always with you. May the sun shine warm you always, till we meet again. May the rain fall softly on you. May the hand of God uphold you. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always with you. May the sun shine warm you always, till we meet again. Christ to shield you, Christ be